It has been a subject of immeasurable pain, of pleas, peaceful marches, and angry admonishments. But today, confirmation that there will be a national inquiry into murdered and missing Indigenous women. The Prime Minister made it clear, though, that would not be enough.
What's needed is nothing less than a total renewal of the relationship between Canada and First Nations peoples.
Justin Trudeau told First Nations chiefs that his government will implement all the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and conduct a full review of all laws imposed on Indigenous people by the Conservative government.
Where measures are found to be in conflict with your rights, where they are inconsistent with the principles of good governance, or where they simply make no public policy sense, we will rescind them.
And he promised to lift a 2 decades-old funding cap of 2% for First Nations programs. Trudeau received a standing ovation at the end of that speech, but it was just the prelude to the launch of the long-awaited inquiry. Connie Walker has the story for us tonight. Connie.
Peter, today was a day that families of missing and murdered Indigenous women had been long waiting for. A day some believed would never come. Bernadette Smith traveled from Winnipeg this morning so she could hear these words in person.
The Government of Canada is launching its first phase of the inquiry into murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls.
Bernadette's sister, Claudette Osborne, is one of more than 1,200 missing or murdered Indigenous women in Canada.
I think of my sister, like my sister's been missing for, 7+ years. Our families need help. And today was one of those days that I really felt like we were going to get some help.
Every one of these women and girls was an individual with life and value, full of promise. She deserves better. She was someone's daughter, mother, niece, aunt, grandmother, or friend. They deserve better.
3 ministers announced the inquiry, but they say families will be in the driver's seat.
Families want to prevent this tragedy such that other families don't have to go through this. That is the purpose of this inquiry.
They want families to help shape the goals of an inquiry, provide input on possible commissioners, and outline the role culture and ceremony should play. For advocates, it was a hopeful day.
Today is the culmination of years and years and years of blood, sweat, and tears of families.
The ministers say they will travel to communities to hear directly from people affected. They want their input and to begin uncovering possible root causes.
Both racism and sexism are a huge part of this, and that we need to hear those stories such that Canadians understand really that racism and sexism in this country kills.
During the campaign, Justin Trudeau promised $40 million over 2 years for a national inquiry, but the government now admits it may end up costing more. Today's announcement is a central plank in what the government says is a renewal of Canada's relationship with Indigenous peoples. The first step is a meeting on Friday with the families in Ottawa. Phase 2, the actual inquiry, is not expected to be announced before next spring. Peter?
All right, Connie, thank you.